McGregor once again violates his court orders, which means he might get a massive fine, right? I mean, this story is still developing. We talked about it a little bit on Wednesday, but Conor McGregor, of course, is still suffering the repercussions from that Nikita Hand lawsuit. The court last left it that Conor McGregor had to pay $1.5 million in Nikita Hand's legal fees, but the judge said he's going to deliberate a little bit longer to decide if Conor McGregor should face fines for the massive tweets he's been putting out about Nikita Hand. And he's violating his court orders because despite being told to stop talking about the case, to stop, putting out harassing statements about the court, he keeps doing so. He keeps making fun of the media. He keeps making fun of Nikita Hand. We're going to talk about all that and more, and also Nate Diaz being arrested, John Jones dissing Daniel Cormier, Colby Covington goes off on LeBron James, and I'll also give my UFC Tampa prediction. All this and more on JackMMA News. This video is brought to you by Red, but more on them later. Nate Diaz charged with battery for an incident that took place back in August. Nate Diaz was seen on videotape arguing with a security guard and putting his hand into the security guard's face, knocking down the guard's glasses, and now Nate Diaz is facing actual charges for this. This follows last year's incident where, if you guys recall, Nate Diaz choked out that Logan Paul lookalike. I actually thought Nate Diaz was in the right in that situation. Nate Diaz last week also was seen throwing water bottles at Team Khabib during the UFC 310 fight week, but we'll see what happens next to Nate Diaz. Arman Tsarukyan is training with the only guy that's beaten Islam Makhachev. Obviously, Arman Tsarukyan is going to be fighting Islam Makhachev at UFC 311, and for this training camp, he has invited Adriano Martin. Now, this name might sound familiar because Islam has one loss, and that one loss is to Adriano. All the way so long ago, Islam Makhachev was knocked out in the first round by Adriano. It was a big overhand, and that's Islam's only loss, right? And that is why a lot of people question Islam's chin, but to be honest, I just think it was a perfect shot. I don't think that Adriano is really going to, give much insight, seeing I think Arman's a better fighter than Adriano, but it's just, I think, more of mental games and just trolling just to promote the fight, and I love this. Jack Shore retires from MMA, right? Jack Shore was only 29 years old and revealed that he's going to retire. UFC roster watch account showed that Jack Shore had been dropped from the UFC, and shortly after, we got an update from his dad explaining the situation, saying how Jack Shore was apparently retiring. His dad posted on social media saying, "It's been a crazy journey, but my son has decided to retire on his terms. I could not be prouder of him as a man and as an athlete. He will join me full-time with coaching the next generation of talent." And yeah, it's an interesting choice to retire because I felt like, yeah, look, he wasn't exactly, the biggest name, but I did feel like maybe if you gave him a few years, he can collect some wins and potentially be up there. So I'm not sure what the exact reasoning is, but just interesting overall. Now, UFC Tampa is this week, and Colby Covington went off on LeBron James. He went off on so many names. Opened at the media day calling out LeBron James for going to Diddy parties, which I didn't even know that LeBron and Diddy were connected, but it's actually pretty crazy.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
yeah, that's what's up.
Colby Covington first sat down at the media day press conference and said this.
I'm gonna start this off, since I'm the man of the hour, the man of the show. I want to ask LeBron, what does he mean by there's no party like a Diddy party? LeBron, how many Diddy parties have you actually been to? It's pathetic, man. People think this guy's a role model. He wants to defund the police. LeBron, you're a fucking scumbag. I hope you get locked up in the same cell with Diddy.
Colby Covington also touched on a fight with Ian Garry, but Colby Covington shuts down fighting Ian Garry ever, and once again keeps up this stupid stipulation rule.
The cuck, he sits in the corner while his wife gets dogged out by the nutritionist. I told him, hey, if you want this fight, just answer the 3 stipulations, turn on your comment, and then if you really think you're going to beat me, agree that if you lose the fight, your wife has to be in my video for BC game, and we do an America's Pick of the Week for the people.
Now, I have no idea why Colby doesn't want to fight Ian Garry. Maybe he feels like it's a bad matchup. I honestly have no clue, because at the end of the day, I don't think this is such a bad stylistic matchup for him, right? Like, Ian Garry's a striker, Colby's a wrestler. Now, I want to get into my prediction, guys, because it's happening tomorrow. I think that the Leon Edwards performance with Colby Covington, I think he gets way too much hate for that. I genuinely do think that was a compromised version of Colby. I do believe Colby when he says this, just because that is not how Colby usually fights. While Joaquin Buckley has been on an absolute tear, beating guys like Vicente Luque and really climbing up the welterweight division. Now, Colby's behavior for the past 3 years or so has been extremely strange. Doesn't fight for a year, has been pretty much quiet, and out of nowhere, on 3 weeks' notice, he fights Joaquin Buckley. Now, Buckley said in an interview that this is because this is Colby's last fight on his contract, and while Colby Covington did deny this during his interview at Media Day, I think this would make a lot of sense. Maybe Colby Covington was able to have a lot of leverage over the UFC taking a fight on short notice and got the contract that he wanted, and maybe that would explain why he didn't fight Ian, Garry, or Shavkat. Maybe the UFC is just trying to feed him to young contenders to give them bigger names to really get their money back. That would make a lot of sense. But guys, my prediction for this is going to be Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley could wrestle. He's got knockout power. The momentum is on his side. Well, Colby's been inactive. He's been inactive a lot. He's taking this fight on short notice. And I think Colby will do good. And I think it will be close, but I find it hard to believe that Joaquin Buckley can't find Colby Covington. Seeing Colby has been hurt by so many guys in the past few years. So I think Joaquin Buckley will knock out Colby Covington at some point in this fight. I think it'll be close. And then once this knockout happens, I think it's going to finish Colby Covington. My prediction is going to be second round. I think maybe third round. If the fight goes to fourth and fifth round, we might see Colby Covington really take over. Let me know your prediction in the comment section below. Merab uploaded a picture on his Twitter account trolling Umar, showing, Umar taking a picture of Merab in the jacuzzi with a bunch of guys. I mean, this Merab jacuzzi line has really taken a life of its own here. Dustin Poirier also hinted at a return on his Twitter account, posting, "There will be blood, see you soon," with a bunch of weird eggplant emojis. I don't know what that was about. Also, we have a new MMA promotion, the GFL, which I think this is the stupidest idea ever. So to my understanding, there's 6 franchises, right? Like, or 6 teams. This would be similar to the NBA or NFL, where they actually draft players or fighters or whatever you want to call them in this situation. Just how washed this roster is. I mean, with names like Tyron Woodley, Fabricio Werdum, Anthony Pettis. For Christ's sake, Frank Mir is 45 years old and Alexei Olenek is 47. I mean, this is insane. Why do we have to have teams? Why do we have to have a league? Why do we have to have a tournament? This is just dumb. John Jones dissed Daniel Cormier on his Instagram. John Jones, I guess, had a friend over hanging up a piece of art, and as you guys could see, this is Daniel Cormier crying. I actually thought this was fake. I thought this was Photoshopped. I had to go to his actual account to verify this, and it is real. Like, John Jones actually posted this. I'm surprised. It seemed like him and Daniel Cormier were getting along better, it seemed like, doing interviews during the weigh-in show. I'm sure Daniel Cormier is not gonna like this. Ilia Topuria is legitimately planning to move up to lightweight. We reported on this on Wednesday, and I said, guys, this is most likely an Ilia Topuria troll. We were not taking him serious. Ilia Topuria is the boy who cried wolf. He's always talking shit, always making things up. But since these last 2 days, I have been questioning a lot because it does seem more and more legit. First, Ilia Topuria's coach did come out revealing that Ilia Topuria walks around at 190 pounds and said that this is legitimately an issue. Like, Ilia Topuria might not be able to literally make the featherweight limit anymore. But Ilia Topuria did put out a tweet that really threw everything off for me. "I will not leave the title vacant. The decision to move up to the next category is entirely mine. I haven't had any conversation with the UFC yet, so everything is still to be decided. Stop celebrating because I'm not going anywhere. I have conquered my division and I will do the same in the next one." So I'm confused. He says he's not moving up, but then says it's his decision if he moves up. Like, what does this mean? So does that mean he can make the featherweight limit? Like, I have no idea. I have no clue, guys, but I think at the end of the day, I would not be surprised to see Ilia Topuria move up to lightweight at some point in the future. But Conor McGregor right now, he has been in a lot of shit. We talked about in the last video how Conor McGregor was considering moving to the United States because of all the shit he's been getting in Ireland. Now, before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsors of this video, Red. Now, Red, look, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this isn't just because it's a sponsor. Since wearing this thing, I've had actually people ask me, where did I get this hoodie? First of all, it's comfortable, it's great. You can get it in the website, link in the description. Just use code JackMMA to get 10% off. It helps me, it helps you, and it's definitely a great company to be working with, so go check it out, link in the description. But obviously, Conor McGregor was found civilly liable in court for the sexual assault of Nikita Hand, forced to pay her legal fees, as I said, forced to pay about $200K to Nikita Hand, which to Conor McGregor isn't really that much, but what is even more damning is a lot of these brands dropping Conor McGregor and just overall the bad press towards him. Paul Healy, one of the top guys that was reporting the Conor McGregor case, I suggest you guys check him out. Conor McGregor reacted to this and quickly deleted the tweet. So Paul Healy, the reporter, tweeted out saying, "Had a good professional encounter with Conor McGregor's spokesperson who kindly provided a comment yesterday. Woke up this morning to Conor McGregor calling me smelly again. Deleted, but I just about caught it at Notorious MMA. How about an interview so you could say it to my face?" He also showed a screenshot of Conor McGregor saying, "You're welcome, Smelly," at Paul Smelly Healy. Smelly little prick, have a wash. Like, it's insane that Conor McGregor is treating the situation as if, like, this is just a fighter talking trash. Like, this is a legit allegation. And yeah, it just seems like Conor McGregor, for the life of him, can't stop tweeting about this case, can't stop making himself look bad. Because like I said, last time they were in court, the judge was not happy with Conor McGregor's tweets, the stuff that he was posting about Nikita Hand, and the judge said to stop and that he was going to take time to consider if he was going to fine Conor McGregor. And if these fines weren't bad enough, Conor McGregor faces another lawsuit May 20th of 2025 against his friend Artem Lobov over the whole proper number 12 situation. I have a video that I made about it at the time, so go check it out. But basically, Artem accused Conor McGregor of stealing the proper number 12 idea off Artem. And of course, I'm going to cover this lawsuit when we get to the actual date, giving you guys updates daily, just like how I did with this one, so stay tuned for that. But he needs to get back into fighting you. That's the only way I think he'll recover his image. And just put down the phone, Conor. Stop tweeting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.